Hey people, it's GearCheck time again. Welcome. I'm here with a Gary Grainger 5-string bass by PRS. Paul Reed Smith started building guitars in the 70s. He became kind of famous as a custom builder for guys like Ted Nugent, Peter Frampton, and of course Carlos Santana. In the 80s, the big American guitar brands were not doing that good. Fender and Gibson were kind of struggling with Far East production. And so there was kind of like a gap to fill. And PRS, Paul Reed Smith, stepped in and founded PRS in 1985. His mentor back at the time was Ted McCarty, a former CEO from Gibson. So, not very surprising. Some of the critics of PRS in the first place were saying he just was ripping off Gibson Les Pauls. Whatever, that's guitars, that's none of our business. Our business is bass, right? So Gary Grainger came up to Paul Reed Smith at one point and asked him if they could go for a bass. I first heard Gary Grainger playing on the Loud Jazz record he did with John Scofield in the mid-80s. Of course, he did many recordings with many other artists too. He worked with Dennis Chambers, Nancy Wilson, Victor Wooten, to name just a few. A lot of different artists, a lot of recordings he did, a lot of touring all over the world. So he's a very experienced player and a very experienced bass player in particular. So he came up to Paul Reed Smith asking for a bass, if Paul Reed Smith could build him a bass, because he was not satisfied with everything that was on the market. So they teamed up and this came out, the Paul Reed Smith Gary Grainger bass. And what can I say? It's a fantastic instrument. Not only look-wise, look at this flamed maple. Wow. Of course, as you might know from Paul Reed Smith, they have some stunning colors. They're offering stunning colors. And if you go to the PRS website for this very instrument, they're offering a variety of different colors. Some are more stunning than others, but great colors, like bursts and all kind of shit. This is called Black Gold Burst. I'm not sure about the gold, but I can see the black here. Yeah, whatever. So let's go through the details of the instrument. We have a mahogany body with a flamed maple top. We have a sat neck construction. You can see that here. We have a maple neck, one-piece maple neck. We have a maple fretboard. Of course, there's options. You can go for an ebony fretboard or rosewood. You can go for different inlays, different materials of inlays. This one has the birds, the Paul Reed Smith kind of like trademark birds made from mother of pearl. In my opinion, they're gorgeous, looking great. You also have options when it comes to tops, depending on colors. So you might want to have a flamed maple top like this one is. You might want to have quilted maple, and so on and so forth. So there's different kind of options. It's not completely a custom shop model, but it's made in the United States. It's from the Core series. That's one of the two series made in the United States. One is the private stock series. That's where Gary Grainger's actual bass comes from, of course. And this is the Core series, also made in the United States, but not as flashy or as fancy and outstanding as the private stock models are. Pickup wise, we have humbuckers from PRS. We also have electronics from PRS. Might be some kind of OEM products, but I couldn't have found any information about that. It only says PRS, so that's what we go for. PRS pickups, PRS electronics, even PRS hardware. So the bridge, as you can see, is kind of like an in-between of an old Fender style bridge and a modern massive bridge. It's not made from steel or aluminum. It's made from, let me look that up, nickel. Here we go. It's made from nickel. Yeah, I looked that up before and I forgot it. Sorry. Maybe I'm old or whatever. Or it's, no, it's too hot. I know, it's too hot. Yeah, so the hardware is made from nickel. Goto tuners, specially made for PRS, and I really like the shape of the pegs here. It's really great. We have the PRS, kind of like trademark headstock. We have 24 frets, medium frets, meaning you can really feel the wood. If you're playing a string, you can really feel the wood, opposed to when you play jumbo frets. You don't touch the wood at all. Electronic-wise, again, it's PRS electronics, works with 18 volts, so with two 9-volt batteries. We have 2 volumes, one per pickup, and both of the volumes are push-pull. So if pushed, everything's fine. It's active mode. So electronic-wise, bass, mid, and treble, everything's working. If you pull it out, if you pull the first one, which is this pickup, only this pickup is working in passive mode, but only this one's working. If you pull out the other one, only the bridge pickup is working. If you pull out both pickups are working, and you can control the volume of each pickup again with the controls here. Of course, bass, mid, and treble are not working in passive mode. So it's a 34-inch scale. Man, I know it's too hot. 43-inch. That would be a big bass, right? It's a 34-inch scale, and what can I say? I almost never heard a B string like this one. Listen. That's very even and very sound-wise, very into all the other strings. Sometimes when you have a 34-inch scale, the B string is kind of like a little lame or kind of like a little weak compared to the other strings. Not so here. Maybe I think it's because of the mahogany body, because it sounds so warm and so round and so full. That must be the mahogany. And to really bring out the low end of the B string, of course, it's a composition thing because between all the woods and set neck and hardware and everything. But in the most part, I think, is from the mahogany body. So, very, very strong and bassy B string. We have both pickups fully on. We have electronics flat, so nothing boost or cut. Now, nothing boost or cut. And listen to this. So that's what I meant. The B string is like, wow. So this is only, no, wait. Yes, this is only the neck pickup passive mode. And it goes like this. Same thing, only bridge pickup. Yeah, whatever. So that's the bridge pickup. Of course, both pickups active, we can use the electronics. And if you go for like playing some chords or melodies or something, you want to go to the higher registers, right? So you might want to boost a little treble. And here we are. Let's see. So that was just a little treble boost. If I boost the mids a little, it really cuts through. And so it gets kind of aggressive. Not really, but kind of. And of course you can boost the bass, but I tend to be careful with that control because that gets massive, really massive. So, what can I say? It's an amazing bass. It clocks in at around 4,000 euros, which in my opinion is not too much money. It's a lot of money, of course, but it's not too much money for a bass like this. Compared to the other high-end brands out there and to the other custom shop brands out there, it's not too much money, actually. A good thing about the PRS bass models is that obviously they do not charge more for kinds like stuff like the birds or like the tops or something. For the guitars, you might find that as additional options, so additional costs to the basic model. Not so with the basses. You have the birds, you have the flamed maple top and all that stuff, and it's no upcharge. So obviously the bass models kind of like are a side project from PRS. Of course it is. Looking at the numbers they sell in guitars and the numbers they might sell in basses, it actually will be a kind of like a side project. But it's good for us bass players, because we save money, right? So 4,000 euro for the Grainger 5-string bass is not too much money. It's a perfect bass in my opinion. Workmanship, craftsmanship wise, it's stunning. It's really made good. So no frets, you can't feel no frets on the side of the fretboards, no nothing. Even the routings for the pickups follow the form of the pickups. Some other brands might just have gone for rectangulars here, but not so in this case. So that's details I really like, and for that reason I say it's not too much, okay? So this is the PRS Grainger bass, 5-string model, of course, available as 4-string. You find the links below. I want to thank Lothar Walter from Station Music for giving me the bass for the review. Of course, you can buy it from Lothar directly. See the link down here. And yeah, unfortunately, it has to go back. I'd love to keep it, but what can I do? So, thanks for watching the video. Thanks for subscribing and for your like. And see you next time. Bye.